Our 2023 S1 update. So first of all, let's explain what an S1 is. An S1 is a document which allows you to access Spanish healthcare on the public system if you're applying for residency and coming to live in Spain. Okay, it's one of the agreements which is still in place post-Brexit, and we can categorically tell you that a lot of people are now living here in Spain on non-lucrative visas and have got their healthcare through the S1 platform. Now, how do you get an S1? Well, first of all, below I'm going to put a link to an interesting article which explains how to get an S1, but you need to qualify by being a pensioner. So if you're of state, there are other qualifications, but the main qualification, shall we say, for most of our clients who are moving here on non-lucrative visas is that they are state pensioners. Okay, and then they have access to the S1. And the good thing is that if you're a state pensioner but your partner isn't, then they can also ride off the back of your S1. So you would have to make 2 calls basically to the pensions authorities there in Newcastle to get 2 S1s. The first one will be the primary holder, the person that has access to healthcare. And then if you have a spouse who is younger than state healthcare age but needs access to healthcare, they can actually ride off the back of yours, and the certificate they receive will actually show the person who has the access to the healthcare and the person who gives the right. Actually says on there the person who gives the right to the healthcare, and then the person who's also covered. Okay, so that's the first thing, is if you of state pensionable age and you have a spouse which isn't, then you can both be covered using the S1, and you can use it for a non-lucrative visa application. Now, historically, we've seen over the last 2 years, it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride with the consulates. Now, first of all, we want to talk about the consulates in the UK, which is our experience. We do most of our NLV business comes through the UK. And when we started doing them, first of all, they didn't recognise the S1s at all. They said that you had to have private healthcare. Then they started to recognise the S1s, which was great. And then they went on to requesting a pre-registration of the S1 on the Social Security website. Okay then, so basically when you've got your S1, it's arrived. It's worth noting the S1 does not require a translation. It's a European coded document. So when an S1 comes from France, for a French citizen, it comes from Italy. They're all in the relative languages, but the coding is exactly the same. So you should never be asked for a translation of the S1. Again, some consulates, like we had it last year in France, where one of the consulates requested a translation of the S1 because they didn't fully understand what they were dealing with. Okay, so moving back on to the UK. Now, the consulates in the UK request that you do a pre-registration, or a registration actually, of the S1. We call it a pre-registration. I'm going to explain why now. Which gives you a document which looks very much like this. Here we go. Okay, and this document proves that you've uploaded all your details to the Social Security, including the S1, and made a registration with them. Okay, so, excuse me, you'll need to take your S1 document and the registration of the S1 document with you to your NLV appointment, and then you'll be covered for healthcare. That's the tick in the box. Now, what do we do for our clients? Now, for our clients, we do the pre-registration for them. And why do I call it a pre-registration? Well, basically, our clients send us the S1 along with a form they have to sign to give us authorization to present the S1, and we present it to the Social Security with the documents we currently have at that time, which is a copy of their passport. We may have a copy of some form of accommodation in the UK. We may in Spain, sorry. We may not. So we send them with what we have. We send it across, and we get the pre-registration, which we then send to our clients to print off and keep with their S1s for their NLV appointment, unless sometimes they arrive in time for us to send them out with our Let's Get Started packs that we send out to clients with the application forms. That gets you through the appointment, but it's not the end of the game. So once you arrive in Spain on your S1, that registration has to be completed. Now, what happens is most of the time the Social Security get back in contact with us during the time that you're waiting for the visa and say, oh, hang on a minute, you've pre-registered you've registered this S1, but we're missing the Padron certificate, we're missing the TIE card, we're missing, and they ask us to supply the documents that they're missing. Evidently, at this point, we're going through the process, what we call stage 2 of registering the visa in Spain. And when we have those documents, we then give it to the Social Security and say, there you go, there's the documents you requested. And then after a couple of months, they issue a certificate which basically gives the client access to healthcare here in Spain. Okay, it says Certificado de Derecho a Asistencia Sanitaria. With this certificate, they go to the healthcare centre with the Padron, passport, TIE card, and register, and you'll then be assigned a doctor. Okay, so that's how it works. The S1, you can use it for an NLV, but it's quite a lengthy process. If you are going to manage it yourself, just be aware that when you make that initial registration, it's going to get you through the NLV appointment, but that's not the end of the game. You have to come to Spain, finalise the registration, get your certificate, go to the doctor and register with them. Okay, the other thing to mention about S1s is the renewals. S1s are fine for renewals. Keep hold of your certificate when you get your certificate, which gives you access to healthcare. Keep hold of that, and when we submit a renewal, we always submit that certificate with a relevant health card, just to prove that you're receiving healthcare in Spain. And evidently, if you've got any other proof, like everything, keep all your paperwork, because if you have got proof of going to the doctors, maybe prescriptions or anything, keep it with you, because when you're doing your renewal, it can't harm to show them your access to healthcare certificate, your cards, and any other proof. We can always stick it in one PDF and submit it just to prove you're receiving healthcare here. So that's it. That's our 2023 S1 update. We are going to be doing a healthcare live on the YouTooSpain channel. Not this Saturday. It'll be the following Saturday, which is going to be, how we've got tomorrow's the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. What's that? The 11th, the 18th. I think it is Saturday, around Saturday 18th. But look at it. A couple of weeks' time, we're going to be doing a live on YouTube, YouTooSpain, talking about all things healthcare and the non-lucrative visa. Thanks for watching.